We all have that one game that as a child always eluded us. That one game where we read the previews and reviews for numerous times. And the more we saw screenshots for the game, the more we just had to play it. My name is Kai, and for me, that game was always Breath of Fire. Yeah, kick-ass! Hey, what's up everybody, and welcome to my latest Let's Play series. Oh man, I still remember going week after week after week with my parents to our local Albertsons and just having my dreams crushed because this game was never available. And then one fated evening, when the last Metroid was in captivity and the galaxy was at peace, I was able to take this game home for the weekend. And although it was only for a couple of days, those couple of days were well worth the wait. I am so excited to be able to play this game again and to share it with you guys, and I hope you guys are excited too. So for the purpose of this LP, I will be playing the original Super Nintendo version of the game. However, if you'd like to follow along on the Game Boy Advance version, you can. This LP will apply to both versions, as they are practically identical. The main difference between the two is that in the Game Boy Advance version, you have a dash button so you can move around a little faster. And they updated the user interface so the menus are easier to navigate and have a more modern look and feel to them. But that's it, really. So if we sit around on the title screen for just a moment, we get treated to a special introductory cutscene, which was pretty unique for the day. It's not something that was very common back then, and it's around this time when more and more companies started including this into the game. Gives you a little bit of background and insight to the plot of the game. Yeah, no longer did you have to rely on the instruction manual to have any idea about the story. They actually included that in the game itself. Which is very, very handy because 9 times out of 10, if you were renting a game, the instruction manual was never included. Or if it was, somebody before you took the liberty of stealing it. So now this is something I didn't go over in my last 2 LPs because the cutscene that plays if you just sit around on the title screen is exactly the same as the cutscene that plays when you start a new game. So I thought it would be very redundant to have you sit through the same cutscene twice back to back like that. But here that's not the case, and I really like it. I always thought it was really cool when we got to see something special like this. And apparently there were some dragon clans fighting with one another, and in the process they were just destroying the world. And the enemy is called the Dark Dragons. What? That's it? How creative of you, game. Okay, we'll go with it, sure. The Dark Dragons, alright. Uh-oh, ominous music. Yeah, one thing I love about this game is the music. This soundtrack is very unique. But it goes so well, and it just complements the art style of the game perfectly, which as you can tell is a very colorful and vibrant design overall, which really it really sets the tone for this fantasy medieval era RPG, and like I said, the music just complements it perfectly. Another really cool thing about this intro is that all of these locations here that we're seeing now we will get to go to during the actual game, which may not seem like a big deal to some people, but for a lot of us that was really, really cool. You know, it's like you go there later in the game and you're like, hey, I remember that. Awesome. So this game was made by Capcom back in 1993. And as far as I know, this was their first step into the RPG scene, which at the time was a pretty intimidating move because the 90s are widely believed to be the golden era or the golden age of the RPG. And if you're like me and you were an RPG fan growing up in the 90s, life was good. So Capcom, this being their first RPG, they had it a little bit easier than, say, Neverland Studios, which was a relatively unknown and small developer who also released Lufia the same year. Capcom, on the other hand, was already pretty well established and a familiar name here in America, thanks to Mega Man, Street Fighter, and a lot of their other titles. So they had that going for them. But what Capcom did, which was very smart in my opinion, was they teamed up with the former king of RPGs, Squaresoft, who at the time was unrivaled. I mean, they were at their zenith. They were pumping out epic titles left and right like it was nobody's business. I think the only company that really stood a chance against Squaresoft was Enix, who they later merged with and formed Square Enix, and the rest is history. But anyways, Capcom, having literally no experience whatsoever translating massive amounts of text, teamed up with Squaresoft. I mean, who better to ask for help than Squaresoft, right? I mean, that was brilliant on Capcom's part. So, and again, this is as far as I know. The only role Squaresoft played in this game is they translated the game, and they also took care of all of the localization needs and processing, and they also advertised the game. But as far as the programming, developing, coding, all that good stuff, that was done by Capcom. Okay, so let's just go ahead and start a new game here. Now this is the main character. His name is Ryu. Japanese word for dragon. I like it. So we're going to go with the classic of the classics and just keep it as Ryu. Alright, message speed, fast, as always. Now an interesting thing here is that you can macro your buttons to take you directly to certain menus. Like you could press the Y button and it'll take you right to your magic menu or your status screen or your item menu or things like that. So that's pretty cool. I probably won't take advantage of that, but you can if you want to. Alright, so once you input your name, we can start a new game. And again, I just love this music. You're probably going to hear me rave about the soundtrack throughout the LP, so fair warning, viewers. But like I said, it's so atmospheric and it's unique and it just complements the art style. They did an amazing job for being their first RPG. What's going on? Whoa! Brings a whole new meaning to the expression "wake up and pee, the world's on fire." Okay, it's kind of hard to see here, but that little painting on the wall up there, that's actually Arthur from the Ghosts and Goblins, or Ghouls and Ghosts franchise, also made by Capcom. Nice Easter egg there. And we're going to find a lot of those throughout the game. Now, you know an RPG is good when the first thing you do is steal some shit. Hell yeah. So make sure you go to that dresser and press the A button so you can pick up that V potion. So let's put that to use. Here by the way, you press the select button to go to your main menu, which is a little odd, but you get used to it. By the way, Ryu, nice warlord face you got going on there. So the V potion is a vigor potion that will increase Ryu's vigor or his strength by 1. And I'll go over the stat potions in more detail later on, but for now, just know that they exist in this game. Whoa! What kind of spell is that? No flames be gone? I'm disappointed, game. No, Flames Be Gone was in another RPG. Pretty cool though how you actually see the spell effect on the screen. You know, that they don't just limit the spells to battle. Not many games did that back then either. Ooh, mysterious music. By the way, if you don't pick up that vigor potion now, you can never pick it up later, so make sure you do that. Well, maybe it was those dark dragons that were flying over the city. I like how the top floor is a raging inferno and everyone is just chilling down here. So here you talk to, I don't know if it's everyone or if it's just her, but you talk to enough of people and she'll move, and then you can talk to this lady. Sarah, huh? Well, her name is in red, and it's all capitals, so she must be important. She is. Uh-oh, danger music! Zog? General Zog? No. The Dark Dragon King. So, are we a light dragon? By the way, as always guys, let me know if I'm going through the text boxes too quickly, and I'll be sure to slow that down for you guys, as best as I can. Wait a minute, you mean we're actually going to get up off of our asses and defend ourselves? Hell yeah! Man, talk about an epic start to an RPG. Or not. What's going on, Sarah? Oh, well yeah, there is that. But you have blue hair, you're hot, you can't lose. Yeah, come on, Sarah, we're the Light Dragons, we got this. What the? Ah, clever. Although, is that really how it works here in real life? I thought fire made stone weaker. And they died. Wow, they really did a number on this village. How do you know she's a dragon? She looks like a normal, everyday, average girl to me. Jade, huh? I thought that was Shin from Fist of the North Star. It does look like him, doesn't it? I'm not crazy, am I? Okay, well that guy is Jade, and apparently he's one of Zog's generals or underlings or whatever. Whoa! Wow, I thought Lufia was the only one that can shove a lightning bolt up someone's ass. Apparently I was wrong. Oh, now you've pissed her off. Man, this is high-tech stuff. You guys don't even know. You are spoiled. If you were seeing this back in the day, this was like amazing. Goddess keys. What are those? Man, that guy's fast. Tyr. Now, if you've played future Breath of Fire games, her name is actually Miria, but for some reason they translated it as Tyr in this game. Thank you, Ted Woolsey. Yeah, this game was translated by Ted Woolsey himself, and that name should be familiar to you if you watched my Final Fantasy VI LP. We're going to see a lot of Woolsey-isms, as I like to call them. Nice shot. Or not. Oh man, what's going to happen to Sarah? Okay, here we get a little recap of current events. We got the Dragon Family, peak of its power, Goddess of Desire appeared, that's Tyr, also known as Miria, and the Dragon clans fought with one another for her power. Sorry I kind of yapped on over the initial intro of the game, viewers. There's just so much to this game and so many interesting things about it that I really wanted to touch on those. So Tyr encouraged the fighting and watched the war between the dragons escalate. When the world was at the brink of destruction, a warrior stepped forward. One of the recurring themes with the Breath of Fire series is duality. So we're going to be seeing that idea or concept throughout the game. It's really cool though. I like that. It's one of the reasons that the Breath of Fire series is considered by a lot of people to be a very good competitor for Final Fantasy, and I'm proud to say that I count myself among those people. I'm a huge fan of this series, and it was very successful and very popular back in the day. Not because it had Squaresoft's name attached to it, but because Capcom actually did a very good job making this game. So these goddess keys are, well, the key to the goddess's power. And apparently the Dark Dragons are searching for those keys. And just like it does in real life, history in RPGs will repeat itself. To quote Battlestar Galactica once more, this has all happened before, and this will all happen again. But man, how is that for a kick-ass epic intro? You've got the music, you've got the villains showing up, destroying your village, kidnapping the hot chick with blue hair, wrecking havoc. I mean, you know right away who the bad guys are and why you want to kick their ass. You know, this game, it wastes no time in establishing that son of a bitch must pay mentality that so many other RPGs sit around and wait, 10 hours before they're finally like, oh, by the way, that guy's a villain. You may or may not want to do something about him eventually. No, not Breath of Fire. They just come out, guns blazing, and that's how you fucking do it, man. That is an epic intro. Well, it looks like her spell wore off already, but she did her job, She distracted the evil bad guys. We're safe. The village is mostly safe, aside from being burnt asunder. But she sacrificed herself, so, kind of a bittersweet victory there. Yeah, I'm with that guy. Yeah, we have to. Well, I say we, but really I mean I, because I'm the only playable character here that has blue hair. And you know what that means. Whoa! Well, I'm sure that's just a vicious rumor, and as we all know, in RPGs, rumors are never true. There is no prophesized hero. Or is there? Yeah, you can't stop me. I've got blue hair, I'm the silent protagonist, and I'm the only one with the balls to step up and do this shit. Take this, it's dangerous to go alone. Yeah, when you give me a freaking wooden sword, of course it's dangerous. No, just kidding. But inside we get... excuse me. Man, that Red Bull just is... it's just not agreeing with me today. Anyways, in here we get 300 gold. Alright. Now, unfortunately, the stairs are out of commission, so like I said, if you didn't get that Vigor Potion, you can no longer get it. And if you talk to this woman, yeah, you can get a rest. So come back later in the game, or just when you leave and come back in, talk to her and she'll heal you up to full for free. So that's pretty nice. Wow, yeah, this town, not doing so well. But hey, we got some very pumped up, adventurous music. I mean, this will get you pumped up. You hear this music and you just want to go save the world. But first, let's go in here. Before we call this video quits, I want to show you how you can save your game. This is the Dragon Lord. You can find one of these little temples in every village and some dungeons. Not every dungeon has a save point, but some of them do, so that's pretty nice. So yeah, you just talk to him, save your game, and there you are. Oh, I got a couple shops still open here. Let's take a look at the item shop real quick. Now, most of this stuff I'm not going to buy. What I do want to buy, though, are 3 antidotes. And I'll go over all of these items and how the little icons up here work probably in the next episode. I don't want to cram too much into one video and just overload you guys with information. So until then, guys, like I said, when we come back next time, I will go over the shops in more detail, and we'll go over some more mechanics, and we'll take our first step on our adventure to save the world from the evil empire who's bent on taking over the world and who kidnapped the girl. Yeah, pretty standard stuff for an RPG here, but hey, it's cool. So, this is Kai saying thank you for watching. I hope you have a good day, and until next time, take care.